Da 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 da! What's my good cheer? Welcome, everybody. We are starting the job, the work week, right? That actually puts the roof over my head. Grateful to have my job, my small job that gives me enough funds that I am able to put this much effort and get this much progress. And we're talking about progress this week to be able, let's just give a little bit of grateful that, I've got a few of those lessons in my belt to realize, I can't just keep taking on without being able to actually take things on, but take things on for myself in that movement and able to give me something to actually to ground. I hang out with the entrepreneurs too much, but to ground in, right? So that when we have those difficult times, those hairy scaries and that frazzle and that little bit of procrastination, and if you're like me, that big amount of procrastination that we do in pushing ourselves into doing things that we don't like, that we don't want to do. And that's the trick in that movement forward, is to do the least amount of that as we possibly can, because that doesn't serve us. We always need to be moving. We always need to be, right, drawn, led, right, that we're always searching out answers, and we're always, in our hypervigilance, waiting for the next blow or the next thing to come around the corner, or that next thing we've got to ride in this evolution of life, right? So I got it done. I'm almost 7 minutes in. No, I'm actually almost 12 minutes into editing my next adventure from the trip that I reversed engineered this summer. Being somebody who arranges her life in a way so that, she doesn't give so much to that job that puts the roof over my head, because it takes away from those things that I would like to do, right? That I want to do so much, but I actually feel that draw and that need to do. And it's in my choices to make that space, right? And sometimes we have to choose. Sometimes we do have to sacrifice that pina colada and laying on the beach, or some of those things that you would love to do. For me, it's being out on the back road and doing trips and urban exploring and connecting with mother nature, that I balance my life, right? This is a word we had last week, balance, right? That it's a way for me to balance my life in a way that I can accomplish, right? But still actually even enjoy the ride. I see lots of people, and it's because I'm just as much a spectator as I am a participant. I'm not making those steps without watching somebody else, or more than somebody else, because I want perspectives, right? Somebody told you to jump off the bridge. Would you jump off the bridge? No, you would be asking people, well, is it okay to jump off the bridge? Are there any rocks down there? You would be covering your bases. And I think a big part of the reason why I'm sitting right here, actually being able to have these kind of conversations to start with, is that fact that right, I'm not in my hypervigilant being absolutely uh, obstinate, right? Walled up, right? Because I understand change is important. Change has been in my life, right? I would have loved to have been able to grow up in one household, right? But instead, I got to have 11 different experiences in 11 different elementary schools growing up. But those were experiences, right? Experiences that other people didn't get to have. And each time I had that experience, it was an opportunity for me to fine tune and contemplate, and in my hypervigilance to say, oh, I didn't get it so right this time. Maybe I could do it a little bit better. Maybe I could make more friends. Maybe I could settle into, right, popping into the school year halfway through it, and right, struggling to even be accepted, let alone make any friends, right? And being so stressed in that experience that you can't even learn anything. See, I'm trailing off. If you hang out with me, you're gonna get used to it. But in those trailing offs are little bits of realizations, and in that, right, in that little bit of analyzing before jumping into things. I got things done. I was so pleased with what I got done on my days off. I made some serious movement. I'm really surprised in the kind of movement because it was unexpected, but it's much appreciated. And I feel so good that it's done, that I'm able to sit here in my office chair where I am comfortable, where I spend most of my time in my waking hours if I'm at home, right? At my PC or at my laptop. A laptop that again I reversed engineered this year because I made that choice to make some sacrifices in my life, not getting those creeping paychecks, by working part time so that again I could put full time effort, or once you get past all the procrastination and all the I should haves, or ooh, maybe I should be doing this, ooh, a little bit more contemplation. It's all procrastination in the end. But once you get past that, right, that equal part time into building up my brand. And this is, right, I am a unique and dynamic person, and you get to, right, let me spiel my thing, but at the same time, you might be wanting to start a YouTube channel, right? You might want to work in social media. You might want to work in understanding emotions. Maybe you just want to understand emotions yourself. Maybe you just want to pick up some of those lessons that might help move you forward. And right, it's easy taking those lessons from me. I know, right? We all get to pick and choose who that influence is going to be, right? Each one of us is in it individual, and it's in our choices that that information, right, or that opportunity or that serendipity or that breadcrumb that comes across our path might, right, brighten something up in us, and it is in that interest. Right. And this is in my interest, but at the same time, right? In those goals, those dreams, right? We have to sometimes sacrifice a little bit of what we want to do in order to be able to do. And sometimes, and it's not often with me because I don't like the uncomfortable. I do the baby steps specifically so it stays comfortable, right? I search out those people that I want to learn from because they make me feel comfortable, right? I'm looking for those safe places, but at the same time, I'm looking to move forward. And to each of us, we're going to move forward a little bit differently. I was thinking of somebody, one of my online mentors, Evan Carmichael. I talk about him lots, but it's such great lessons. You got to give credit where the great lessons are. And if I'm going to spiel it, right, you got to give credit when it comes to your mind. But, he said that some people, right, are just going to teach you a little bit differently because you need a little bit differently, right? And maybe that's that idea of, right, that why I feel comfortable because I learn well, right, from the people that I feel comfortable, and who I learn well for may be different than yours, right? But I started there because of that offering of everybody. And I wanted to see who I was going to resonate with, right? But what I was going to say is that he said that, everybody teaches differently. Some people will yell at you, some people will coddle you, some people will spew out the scientific data, some people will reason with you, some people will debate with you, some people will, right, do their very this to switch you around in your thinking, and right, and again, in those baby steps you get to learn. If you do the baby step, you get to pick and choose, and you're not learning from that guy who's telling you to jump off the bridge because he said so, right? You're jumping off the bridge. Hello, Kathy. We're talking about progress a little bit. We're talking about those baby steps. And for some people, it might look like great big steps. But again, I arrange my life, and you get to arrange your life. You get to decide if that movement forward is going to get a half an hour a week, if it's going to get a week out of the month, if it's going to get a few hours a day, if it's going to get a few hours a week. Each one of us get to decide, and each one of us get to decide in the direction too, right? In the direction you want to go. And because my life is situated the way it is, I take on what I feel comfortable with, right? And then a little bit more, because I know that uncomfortableness is a signal of change, right? And I don't want to be in that, again, comfort zone. So you push a little bit farther than where you feel comfortable, right? But I procrastinated. I was supposed to have a video up, not beating myself up. I'm proud of the effort. I'm proud of the what I accomplished. I'm proud of the reason I actually, right? And how it's making me feel. And it wouldn't have happened unless maybe I needed to feel this way, right? Right? Oh, I got it working. And okay, let's get into the next one without even being able to crash a little bit to go, oh, I got through that, but instead just, oh, next, right? So maybe that was the message for me. And at the same time, I still I still made some progress. I still made some movement, right? And the video is started. The adventure is started. I'm in that process that I don't prefer, right? But there's no way around this part. Nobody's going to do this video for me. I have to do this video. So even though I don't care for it, it's attached in a huge way to my brand. So this means, right, I've either got to do it until I've got it down packed and I've learned it through the failings and the frustrations, right? Take in some of those lessons that I shoot out there, taking myself in those baby steps and learning to get away from what frustrates me. And also at the same time, having other projects that need to be done that take my curiosity and help to move me forward, and actually put the energy into that. So at least I'm moving forward, right? And just smile at myself, giggle at myself, shake my head at myself, understanding this is not my forte, right? And I keep compounding that by saying that. But it's all in the lessons, and it's all in the practicing and in the repetition that we get better, that we get better. So I am off to work. I am grateful to be grounding in a job that takes me away from all of that for a little bit. But at the same time, being able to practice my craft, because I do have that privilege of practicing my craft at my job. And, 90%, 90, 95, 90, 98, 99% of the time, right? We don't realize the gifts that come across our paths, and the and how it spreads. It is just like what Buddha says here. Thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases from being shared, right? So I'm going to be happy to be back to work. I'm going to let that reflect in the job that I do tonight, right? And in practicing my craft, be a little bit more energized and refreshed to come in, take a few more baby steps, and Let's see if we can get to 12 minutes to a half an hour. And then I'll see the finish line of getting this next video out, this next adventure that, right, you guys are waiting for, right? So I've got to get cracking on my day, right? And we'll get cracking back at this video tonight, hack away a little bit. No promises how far I'm going to get into it. It all depends on, right, my day. But we play it by ear, and I'm grateful that I made it a part of my morning routine to, right, give it a little bit of love, a little bit of effort. And do I feel frustrated and angry and, right, because I edited this video? No, it was just a matter of starting, right? Just a matter of starting. In all actuality, I'm pretty proud of myself. I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish this weekend. Well, my weekends, my days off. And I made some movement in that. And, this will be enough to keep that momentum going until that video is up. So, yeah, you can count the days, if not the hours, not count the days. Okay, you guys, see you tomorrow. Bye bye.